Oops, my fault. And one of the businesses that I'd like to highlight, even before we bring on a couple of the great presenters, one of the businesses I'd like to highlight here is I am stationed at Morrison's restaurant right here in the, we still call it Greater Auburn Gresham. It's technically the Greater Grand Crossing community, but I'd like for you guys to welcome Sheila Morrison to the microphone. I'm going to shut off the camera for a moment as Sheila gets situated.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sheila Morrison. I'm the sole owner of Morrison Soul Food by Sheila Morrison. I'm here at this new location that I opened July 1st. It's a big, beautiful location, full dine-in, and I'm just so happy to be here in the community. And we're open every day from 11 to 9, 7 days a week. And I would like to let everyone know. So we run a lunch special every day from 11 to 3, where all dinners are $5 off. Also, Chicago Police Department, they get $5 off any day of the week, any time of the day. Also for CTA as well. So I just, we actually been in business over 20 years. My parents started Morrison's a long time ago on 81st and Ashland, and they passed away. So I decided to keep the legacy going. So I did everything I had to do to get where I'm at now. So at one point I was on 80th and Racine. So I did Racine for a year to hustle up the money to open this big, beautiful place. And it's an amazing place. It's a vibe. It's very welcoming and homey. So I would like, and I want to thank you guys for the support, because man, I couldn't do this without the community. I couldn't do this without the support. And you guys love Morrison's, and I love you guys too. So we're located at 148 West 79. So, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, and it's soul food. So we have a great variety of everything. Like we have, when I say everything, we have everything. We have baked chicken, fried chicken, smothered chicken, pork chops, chop steaks. We have short ribs. We have ham hocks. We have turkey wings. We have greens, dressing, mac yams, black eyed peas, red beans and rice, corn cabbage, corned beef and cabbage, pepper steak, fried catfish. We have everything. So we have some really good food. So and then we have all the desserts, peach cobbler, banana pudding, and things like that. So it'd be nice, you guys come down and visit and you won't be disappointed. Food is very amazing. Thank, huh? Okay. Thank you.
All right, anybody ready to eat now after that? Everybody. All right, thank you, Sheila. I mean, as I mentioned, Happy Black Business Month. This is really about promoting um, local businesses, restoring and strengthening our businesses. I see we have, I think I saw Cassiopha's name up earlier as a person of promoting and marketing uh, and helping to brand our businesses. So I know Reven Fellows is not on, but if he were on, he would really kind of thumbs up to this whole movement of supporting our businesses. And to that end, we'd better go ahead and get started as, okay, I'm looking at the chat, as we do have a full slate of information to share. And so if you want to grow and expand like Sheila has done here at Morrison's, get your pens and papers, notepads ready to take down some great information. I'm going to hand it over to our moderator, Norma Sanders, and I want to give a shout out to J. Minor Allen, Mayor of 79th Street. Norma, it's yours.
Again, welcome everyone. We're going to have a really tight schedule. We call this our rapid round robin of business information that we have ready for you. But just so we know what type of businesses are on the call, we're going to fire up a quick survey poll. And we'd like to give you a few minutes just to answer that. Um, I have a team in the back that is supporting us, manning the chat. So, Eric, will you please start the poll? Just click on the one that's most appropriate for your business and submit.
And those that have challenged eyesight like I do, Norma, can you read that poll?
I have already submitted, so if someone still has it up, please read
I
on
do.
my team.
The question
Icebreaker.
is,
Oh,
what
go
type
ahead.
of business are you? The choices are e-commerce, internet-based, home-based, brick and mortar or storefront, not-for-profit, or prospective.
Once you select, please hit submit, and we will tally up the poll.
I don't see it.
Is that Betty Clayton speaking?
Yes, it was. I see it now.
Thanks, Betty. Okay, Eric, let me know when you've closed the poll, and we will move right into our first speaker.
Polls are closing in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, polls are closed.
Thank you, Eric. And thanks everyone for our little icebreaker, and we'll tally up and let you know how many types of businesses are represented on this call. Do you have it, Eric? Pop it up.
Did for a second. Here we go. Can you see it?
Okay. Oh, wow. So we have a huge constituency of nonprofits here, home-based, brick and mortars are running in second at 29%. All right, so we'll make sure that that comes available for you guys. Thank you for that information. And our next and first speaker is Brady Tillman. And if I'm saying that wrong, Brady, please correct me. He is from the Chicago Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights. Brady, are you ready?
I am, yeah. Good morning, Norma, and you were close enough. It's Tillman. The G and the H are silent, so
Tillman, thank you for that.
I don't know what business those consonants have in the middle of my name, but they are there. Happy to be here. Nice to see everybody. Certainly a lot of new faces here. I'm Brady Tillman. Pronouns are he, him. I am a program counsel at the Chicago Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights. As an organization, our larger mission is to secure racial equity and economic opportunity for all. And so we are a team of lawyers and advocates working towards that mission. And we provide our services based on what we describe as a, community-based advocacy model. So ultimately, as lawyers and civil rights advocates, we are attempting to center the priorities of communities of color and their needs and advocate in partnership with them in 5 different impact areas. I see that I have my PowerPoint on a timer here. I apologize for that, y'all. You'll have to deal with me going back and forth. So we have 5 different impact areas, which are essentially the different program areas for our attorneys. You see them here on the screen. Most relevant for us today is the team that I am an attorney on, which is the transactional legal services for small businesses and nonprofits. Essentially what we do on my team is we provide direct, free, legal services to eligible small businesses and nonprofits, so long as they meet our eligibility criteria. The ultimate goal of my team is to advance economic development in communities of color in our city. So just another brief note on our advocacy approach. We try to use as an organization all of the tools in the lawyer's toolbox. I do direct legal services for small businesses, and I'll elaborate on what I mean by that later. I also do that for nonprofits, but as a larger organization, we work on policy reform and other forms of advocacy and litigation as well. And so here's a little bit of a focus on what I do and what is most relevant to you. Again, free legal services for nonprofits, free legal services for small businesses. If you are an aspiring nonprofit founder and you're just trying to sort out what the responsibilities look like and what the legal requirements are, we do offer on a seasonal basis, so 4 times a year, a nonprofit boot camp where we can teach you those ins and outs and hopefully connect you with the people and the resources that you need to succeed. And this is a slide that looks a little wordy, but I want to draw your attention to that middle blue column. A question that you probably have. The most important question here is, what kind of small business is eligible for our free legal services? That blue column in the middle gives you the, if I could keep it on the screen, gives you the 5 requirements for small business eligibility at the Chicago Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights. If you meet all 5 of these, we are able to provide you with free legal services. So you have to have a minimum business revenue of more than $5,000 per year and a maximum business revenue of $250,000 per year. I really apologize for this time, y'all. As a household, the small business owner, as a household, that household has to be making less than 5 times what are the federal poverty guidelines. You have to operate as a small business in a historically disinvested neighborhood. You also, excuse me for that, it's bothering me maybe more than it's bothering you. You have to be referred by one of our business support organization partners. This moment here counts as a referral from me, okay? GAGDC is one of our business support organization partners. If you are here, if you are hearing my voice, then you can consider yourself referred by them. And the last most important piece, I think, is you have to have a transactional legal need. And in legalese, when we say a transactional need, we mean something that is not based on a dispute, okay? So we can help you draft a contract as a small business owner, but we can't help you sue the person on the other end of that contract. We can help you get some advice and counsel on real estate transactions, but we cannot help you sue the property owner in the event that you need to. Okay, so that's where our services on my team stop. This is a laundry list of the kinds of things that we can do for you if you're a small business owner. Please don't come to us until you feel like you are ready for the legal need. And I know that's a little ambiguous, but if you're like about to hire your first employee and you have legal compliance questions about how to do that, come to us. But if that's 5-6 months down the road, come on to us then. And since I saw that we have a bunch of nonprofits in the house, I'll briefly discuss our nonprofit eligibility as well. We called our nonprofit eligibility a mission, matter, and means test. And what that means is you can either have the right mission or the right need or the right means for us to say that you're eligible for our free legal services. From a mission perspective, to the extent that you're advancing economic development, to the extent that you're a nonprofit helping young people, adults, in any sense, supporting historically disinvested communities in the city, we would be interested in supporting you. Or if you're a startup, like I said, we can always funnel you into our nonprofit bootcamp. I think I've definitely used my time here. Again, I apologize for the slides. If you're a small business and you're curious about applying for legal services, or if you're a nonprofit and you're curious about applying for legal services, that's the website right there with that red arrow on the right side of your screen. I will drop it in the chat before I head out of here, and happy to stick around for 5 minutes and answer questions in the chat as well. So thank you all. Very happy to be here. Greater Auburn Gresham community has a particular spot in my heart. I used to teach middle school at Oglesby Elementary School, and so especially happy to be here of all places. So thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that excellent information. We will make sure that you get any questions that come in the chat, Brady, to make sure that our constituents get their questions answered. I understand you cannot stay with us longer than 5 minutes, and we so appreciate all that great information. So guys, please put any questions that you have for Mr. Brady and for all our presenters in the chat. We will have time for question and answer at the end. And for our presenters that won't be able to stay with us for the full time, we'll make sure they get the questions. And one of the GADC team members will make sure you get your answers. All righty, so thank you for that. Next up, we have Jay Reddy. Jay Reddy manages our Southland business support team that does small business navigation. Jay, are you ready to share with us?
Norma, I was born ready. Thank you for asking.
You are quite welcome. Let's do it. You got still your time. Let's go.
And thank you, Eric, for putting up that slide. I sent it over like 8 minutes ago. Man, the GAGDC team is so good. And I don't know if Brady has already left. Brady and I haven't met, but I actually used to be the executive director of the Chicago Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights, and I had come up as a volunteer in the equitable community development and small business advocacy. And so it brings great joy to my heart to thank you, Brady, to see that Brady and CLC are involved with GAGDC. And as Brady, that's a good segue to what we do with the B2B small business community navigators for GAGDC. Is Brady mentioned, it's not appropriate to get matched with the lawyers at the Lawyers Committee until it's really ready for legal work. Think of the navigators as folks who can walk down the muddy path with small businesses to figure out exactly what it is they need. So navigators are not small business development centers, which are kind of full-fledged business assistants. They are not legal assistants the way that the Lawyers Committee and its volunteers can provide, or its staff attorneys like Brady. But we are sort of boots on the ground, business frontline to help small businesses solve their problems or grow. So a little bit of history later in the presentation, or later in the day, you're going to hear from Cecella Smith, who coordinates DCEO activity for the Regional Economic Development Team. They call it Team Red in the Northeast region. Cecella's been a great partner to us. I should just say, whole bunch of great partners. I see you, Kimberly Rudd, great friends and partners on this webinar this morning. Really happy to be here because we have such a neat team that works, as Norma said, to provide small business assistance throughout the Southland as community navigators, especially helping to access programs that are put forth by DCEO. Most recently, that's been the B2B program, the business assistance program for COVID losses. Before that, it was the business interruption grants, the big grant for COVID losses. We're now into our 4th year operating as a navigator, and GAGDC is what's considered a hub for the full Southland. And so that Southland we imagine as starting at 71st Street, more or less, and taking in everything in the city south of 71st. So that's a very expansive definition of GAGDC and Greater Auburn Gresham that goes all the way to the lakefront and the Indiana border, and can help any businesses there, although there are other navigators, SBDCs, and other partners who can also help in the East Side neighborhood and Hegewisch and other South Chicago neighborhoods. But right here close to home, we want to work very closely with Norma and Kaim and the other folks on staff at GAGDC to support small business. And in fact, Tanya Nelson and I just got the news this morning that we knew that the program had been extended through this year, but we got the amount of the grant and it matches what we've been getting for the last few years. So we will be full-fledged community navigators, helping small businesses access resources, apply for DCEO programs, et cetera. So let me talk for just a second about the expanded definition of the Southland, because we know many of you in the community have friends, colleagues, and business associates with businesses elsewhere on the South Side and in the South suburbs. And frankly, to be honest and fully candid about it, we are not limited by geography. Our focus and target marketing is on Greater Auburn, Gresham, and the expanded notion of the Southland. But we can, at the end of the day, help businesses from anywhere in the state of Illinois. So if they are friends of yours and you are here because you are a friend of GAGDC, they are friends of ours. And I like the way Brady said it. If you can hear my voice, we want to help. So you see our flyer, ask us how we can help. And that's everything from the basics on business, marketing, financing, business plans, to business mentorship, counseling, and yes, getting Norma's chat. Anybody from the South suburbs can reach out to us. And that's what I was about to go through, who our partners are as the other navigators in the GAGDC hub. And then we get to the last couple bullets on the flyer here. GATA support. GATA is the Grant Accountability and Transparency Act, and it requires a special set of steps, especially for nonprofits, but for any business that's going to apply for a state contract or a state grant, you need to be GATA qualified, GATA certified. And so we run workshops on how to do that, and we can also provide that as one-to-one technical assistance. Similarly, iStep is for importing businesses that import from foreign countries into Illinois. And there's various forms of assistance that we can help connect businesses to for import needs and the ability to work across boundaries. So briefly, and because I think I'm almost at the end of my time, the folks on our team start with the Southland Juvenile Justice Council, which focuses on nonprofits in particular. The River Oaks Community Education and Development Corporation, which is ROC-ED. The Economic Alliance of Kankakee County, and that gives you a nice scope of how we have conceived of the Southland broadly expanded. As I said, it starts at 71st Street, goes to Lake Michigan and the Indiana border, and then all the way south through South Cook County, Eastern Will County, and down to the Kankakee County line. In terms of how far east, we generally think of it from Harlem Road to the east. So basically anything east of Tinley Park in the south suburbs, whether it's in Cook County, Will County, the city of Chicago, or all of Kankakee County, those are all businesses that we support with our Southland outreach. And our sort of catch-all chambers of commerce are the Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce and Chamber 57, run by Mr. Percy Scott, who I know is a friend and business partner to many people. So Norma's already introducing the next speaker, which is my hook to get off the stage. I will thank you for the opportunity to speak and cede the floor back to Norma and say, we would love to get involved and help with your business too with Navigator support. Thanks, Norma.
Thank you so much, Jed. That was some excellent information. And I know to some of our businesses, it may be a surprise that we go as far south as Kankakee. And so we're so honored to have you guys on the team working with us with small business support. So next on last year, let me say, on our 2022 business forum, the poll came back with two distinct areas that you wanted to hear more from. And our next speaker, Mr. Mitchell, has an insurance company, which was one of the top things that was selected. The second is small banks. And so you're going to hear from a big bank for small businesses later on. Mr. Mitchell, are you ready?
I am.
All right.
My connection seems to be a little unstable, but I'd like to say good morning to everyone. And I'd also like to give a special thanks out to Mr. Anderson for affording me the opportunity to be on this forum. So I'll be really quick because I got my colleague Deneen that's going to finish this up for me. John Mitchell, I am from DNP Jones Insurance Services. And what we're here to do in this brief period of time is talk about business owners insurance. I get the impression that some of us we're underinsured. Uh-oh, I guess I'm still there. Yeah, we're underinsured. And what I want to do really briefly is talk about the different types of business owner policies that we need to have and at least have the education and information about. So I'm going to give it over to Deneen, and she's going to go with the rest of our dialogue.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So I would just like to talk to you about business owners policy, which is called a BOP in the insurance world. A lot of people have businesses and they're not even insured. Why is that so bad? Some people say, well, I don't need insurance. I don't want to get insurance. Nothing is ever going to happen to me. Guess what? Yeah. You know, sometimes those things do happen. You may get a fire. Guess what? If you have a fire in your business, everything goes up in smoke. So now you're out of pocket. But with your BOP, your business owner's insurance, you're covered. You can relax. You can breathe. Your spouse won't have to beat you down because she or he told you to get that insurance and you were like, she'll never know I didn't get it. Guess what? Now you didn't have to fire. Everything is lost. Now they're going to go after your home. They're going to go after your insurance. And then you're in a hole, $1 million. What are you going to do? Start all over again. So we don't want to do that. So we need to get that BOP. And what it is, it's like, it's a coverage. And you may be, you can have, let's see, like general liability insurance, commercial property insurance, or business interruption insurance. Business interruption insurance, I'll explain that to you. Business interruption insurance is like, let's say you get hurt and you can no longer work anymore. So now your lifestyle is being interrupted because you're hurt. So that's where your disability will kick in, and which also, don't think you could just get that insurance and then you're covered. No, that's an add-on for your interruption insurance, and then you're covered for those losses. And also the business owner's policy typically bundles 3 essential coverage types. And also we cover churches, manufacturers, meaning manufacturers is like those factories, and you make things, you make tires. So you need to cover that. You know, with that rubber and stuff, you may get a fire in your factory and then you don't have insurance and you're not covered. And we don't want that to happen. And then you have your restaurants. Restaurant needs to add, can I get some water, please? I'm sorry. Need to have a liquor liability insurance. I see some restaurants who don't even do that. So guess what? Now you have the feds coming in. You don't have that liquor liability. Guess what's going to happen? Your restaurant is going to be shut down until you get that. Well, at least the liquor part of your restaurant, they can now, if they want to be mean about it, they'll shut down your whole restaurant. I've seen this happen before. So you have to have that liquor liability if you want to sell liquor in your restaurant. And then we do retailers, we do cleaners. Thank you. I'm sorry, 1 second. I'm sorry, I ramble on. You gotta let me know what my time is. Yeah, it's every business out there, anything, you name it, we can cover it. So you may have a nail shop, anything, your nurseries, your schools, your big schools, and we do big projects. It's not just the small projects, and you got wholesalers. So in conclusion on that note, Oh, we're done?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, wow. Oh,
How do you go back to it?
hello? Can you guys see me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, my screen disappeared. So we're DMP Jones Insurance Services, and we're located at 10615 South Halsted. Telephone number 941-4016. And I hope that you guys comfort to us for all your insurance needs, not just your liability and your commercial, because you also need auto insurance, and you also need commercial auto insurance for your fleets, for your trucking business, for everything. And we do life and health and all of that. In your business, you need life and health, you need disability, you need workers' comp, you need all of that. And you need your personal auto insurance as well. We have every type of insurance agents here that can help you with all your insurance needs. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Janine. That was some excellent information. You are getting some responses in the chat, so be sure to put your information in the chat so
Okay.
that our clients can reach out to you, and just check and see if you have any more questions that are coming up. So we appreciate you so much.
Okay.
So next, go ahead.
Norma, it does appear maybe John and Janine was sharing their screen, and they should stop sharing, I believe.
Yes. Oh yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Technology. Yeah, we're still in the COVID Zoom world, so we love this. Thank you guys for that, and thank you so much for being a partner with Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation. Hope you can stay on to the end, where we can answer some questions, and we really appreciate you. So we're going to move on to our next speaker, who is my partner in crime, is how he likes to introduce me. So I am going to introduce him as my partner in crime. That is Kaim Anderson. Kaim,
hey, Norma.
are you there? So Kaim,
Yes.
tell us where you are. I see a background. You're not in the office.
No, I'm at one of our relatively new businesses, Legends. I don't know if you can see it. I'm all in the way. Legends Chicken and Fish. The owner's talking to one of his vendors at this moment. So maybe I can start on about the SSAs, and then when his vendor meeting is over, then he can jump in and kind of introduce his business and how long he's been here, etc. Referring to the SSAs, we at Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation manage two SSAs, SSA 32 and SSA 69. SSA 32 spans from the Dan Ryan to Marshfield on 79th Street. SSA 69 runs from 80th and Ashland to 95th and Ashland. All those businesses on both sides of the street, we have relationships with almost each and every business and property owner there. An SSA allows business owners to have access to some unique services. They pay about up to a 2% tax, which allows them beautification services on the corridor, debris removal services, which is the individuals who clean the community, security, there's armed security, facade grants up to $5,000. There's marketing services, business consultations are offered. Some of those we would refer to J-Ready or navigators, but others we might be able to handle and assist you with ourselves. There are SSA commissioner positions. Some of our SSA commissioners are on today. Hello to you guys. And we also focus on attraction and retention. I'm gonna stop briefly so I can allow our new business owner to come in and speak. Ronnie, they can hear you.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Ronnie.
What's up?
My name is Ronnie Sloan. I'm the proprietor here at Legends Chicken and Fish. We've been here now for almost it was going on 3 years as of August the 19th. We're very excited to be here in West Chatham. We love you, this community. We love working with guys and ladies too as well. We really want to be a part of what's going on with the movement concerning the business owners here in the West Chatham area. We give away 500 turkeys for Thanksgiving. We give away 1,000 turkeys for Christmas. We do it every year. We was doing it with the Busman schools. So now we just out on our own really doing it. But we want to welcome you guys in to this space anytime that you feel the need to have to come in and really want a community what I'm trying to say, community where we can all come together in any kind of way. If I can help out in any kind of way, willing to. So
What's on the menu? What's on the menu, Ronnie?
okay, so the menu here we do really. I did 5 years with Harold's Chicken, so I branched off from Harold's Chicken as a partner, and I started my own restaurant. We got fried chicken, we have shrimps, we have liver, we have gizzards, we have a giblet, which is liver and gizzards mixed. We also have we have Vienna hot dogs. We just added to this hamburgers. So it's along that line right now. We're not doing any kind of soul food. We do have fried okra, shrimps. So that's what we're doing as of right now. I can't hear anybody. Okay.
Give us the address again.
It's 303 West 79th Street. We're right here on 79th and Princeton, right across the street from the CTA Barnyard. So we like a block, 2 blocks off in Sands. And we have an old Chase, we have the old Chase Bank here, so we just built it out as a restaurant like 3 years ago.
I'm gonna stop by. My barbershop is right there.
Yeah, the barbershop here is right down the street.
Okay.
Ronnie, are we going to see you at the 79th Street Renaissance Festival as a vendor this year?
I hope so. We're talking about it right now. I'm a concert promoter myself. I did Frankie Beverly and Mays. I do all the concerts at the Horseshoe Casino. They're all my concerts over there at the Horseshoe Casino. We do have Moore's Day and Sheila E coming this weekend. So to answer your question, I do look forward to being. I'm definitely going to be there, but I'm gonna try to work it out where I can be a vendor as well. Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
And what does Cassie's shootall mean? What does that mean?
Just side Parker on the fly, and I was saying shooter. That's what we called him in high school. Everybody's Cassie up here with the flash.
Hey, Cassie.
All right, y'all take it easy.
Thank
you.
Cassie.
Yeah, that is awesome, Kaim. Thanks for showcasing legends. And did you have anything else to add about the special service area? I think you did a great job summarizing the services. Yeah, so let me know if you have anything else to share. Did you share about the security? And did you share about the beautification?
And the facade.
And the facade with our interns.
So we have architectural intern students, some of which are on this call, who do provide renderings or help you or business owners on the corridor reimagine the facade or front of their businesses. So that's a free service that's also offered through this small tax that businesses pay on this SSA. And in addition to that, we also provide up to $5,000 in grant funds to assist with those renovations. You know, I think we're prone to putting, you know, like cages up in the front of our businesses, which aren't inviting. You know, we have to get away from that as a community to make it more walkable, to just change the overall look. And we're here to assist with that and help you to still keep the place secure through other means. Some of our facade applicants are on here now. Some of our awardees are on here. And we're gonna keep pounding away at the pavement until this corridor sparkles and gets the love that it deserves. I do wanna bring up the 79th Street Renaissance Festival real quick. That is September 9th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. We typically exit the stage at about 11:59. No, seriously, maybe 9 o'clock. But for those of you who made it last year, we really partied. It was like being in Tinley Park or somewhere. It was really family friendly. We have over 100 vendors. We have about 20,000 in attendance. We have events and programs for everyone of all ages. We feed about 150 children free, 500 seniors for free every year. This is our 18th year, 0 acts of violence, which is, it really speaks to the community. It's not amazing to me because I know the housing stock. I know, as a resident of this community for 25 years, this is what I expect, so I think we need to get used to expecting greatness. And I'm not gonna run on because the time is an issue, but back to you, Norman.
Yeah, and you're good, Kaim. Is it okay to say who the headliner is coming up this year? Or is Carlos saving that for last?
Yeah, we'll flash up the current postcard that is hot off the presses, and it will feature the headliner. So we'll save that for
Okay.
another couple of minutes later down the line.
Okay, so I am good with that. Thank you, Kaim, for helping get us back on schedule too. So our next speaker, honestly, speaking about the corridor, is our City of Chicago brand new planner. Many of you who have attended our Invest Southwest roundtables will have a familiar face called Patrick Brutus. But now we have Jaya. Jaya, are you here? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. I'm Jaya Isaguirre. I'm the new regional plan, the new urban designer for the Southeast region, and I am helping GAGC with the corridor management, and I can share a little bit about what we do here at DPD. Give me a sec. So we are the Department of Planning and Development. Our vision is basically to help support economic development, community investment through policy, zoning, land use, and design that reflects the richness and diversity of Chicago. And the way we do this is we try to support long-term visions in city planning through neighborhood and corridor development, district planning, as well as supporting development review, zoning administration, historic preservation for like smaller, well, not smaller, but projects that are coming to our table and developing around Chicago. And we also do an economic development support. To give you guys a quick sense of the frameworks and our guidelines for development, we have these two publications, which you can find on our website. We Will Chicago basically outlines the long-term planning framework for a more resilient and equitable Chicago. And it highlights a few projects that we've supported throughout the years that I think exemplify the goals and objectives of DPD. We also have this neighborhood design guidelines, which is a really good resource for private development along commercial corridors. And it helps give you guys all a sense of what our priorities are, what we're looking for in terms of design and the type of work that we think in terms of building that supports neighborhood development and the richness of all of these corridors that you have. I also wanted to talk a little bit about one of the grants that Chicago Department of Planning puts out. This deadline is coming up. Actually, it's August 18th. It's called the Chicago Recovery Plan. It is kind of focuses on community development, small businesses, and workforce support, as well as community climate investments, and can be used for pre-development construction, renovation costs, or permanent capital improvement projects. It's available to community developers, business owners, and entrepreneurs, as well as property owners. It's ideal if you have site control, but if you don't, it's not required. And it is definitely prioritizes projects that are expected to break ground within 6 months of accepting the grant. This being said, the DPD is a gap closer, so we look for projects that are mostly funded, and we're just here to make sure that the project can come to open. So there are resources on our website to help you find webinars on how these grants work. They are also rolled out every year, every couple of years. This is the deadline for the large ones. These are grants over $250,000. But there are also smaller grants that are available along at a different schedule, which I don't have available right now. I also wanted to mention quickly the Small Business Improvement Fund, which the next speaker is going to cover with a little bit more depth. This is also a grant for permanent building improvements and repairs in TIF districts, which you are located on. The 79th Street is partly between the 79th Street and Vincennes and the 79th Street corridor. So there are 2 TIFs there. The deadlines are coming up next year, but there's a webinar on August 29th if you want to learn more. We also have the Neighborhood Opportunity Fund, which the next speaker is going to cover more as well. Again, this is a universal application for the NOF and the Community Recovery Grant. And that universal application is August 18th. So here are some of the links. I can copy them into the chat to help you find more information. And I encourage you all to attend the Community Roundtable on August 17th. And I will try to be there. I'm going through surgery, but I will try to be there. And yeah, and of course, Norma and the rest of the great team at GHC can connect you with me if there are any other questions. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I apologize for mispronouncing your name, but thank you so much. And we will have emails and reminders going out for the Auburn Gresham Roundtable that will be held on August 17th. So thank you for that. Our next speaker.
Hold on. Hey, Norma, can we have her pronounce her last name one more time? That was so exotic. How do you pronounce that?
It's Eisaguirre, but Eisaguirre works fine too. You can call me Jaya though. That's
Jaya, got it. Good to see you again, Jaya.
Yeah,
Thank you
good
so
to see
much,
you too.
Jaya, and welcome.
Thank you for organizing
again.
this.
We are really excited to have you on board with us. And so last but not least for this first half, we do have our boss, Carlos Nelson, who has been co-hosting this wonderful virtual forum with us today. Carlos, are you going to give us an update on the phenomenal 839 Auburn Gresham Healthy Lifestyle Hub, or someone from the team? Because we have plenty of people.
Right. I'll kick it off and feel free to jump in. And so if you are not familiar with the Auburn Gresham Healthy Lifestyle Hub, it has really kind of launched a movement. I don't know if that was Ronnie Sloan or someone mentioned this economic development movement happening here in Auburn Gresham specifically. Here's the Auburn Gresham Healthy Lifestyle Hub, that building. Yeah, that's a good slide right there. The building that's located right steps away from 79th and Halsted. It's a 60,000 square foot building that sat vacant for nearly 30 years. And I don't know who's driving, but maybe you can point as I speak. It's right next to Leo High School. There it is. For those old enough to remember, it was once the deplorable public aid building. It was once a pretty nasty building. And once the state of Illinois closed due to asbestos concerns, it sat vacant for nearly 30 years. Here's some images from what it looked like when we were able to get the keys to move on this economic or this adaptive reuse. Go ahead and next slide there. So we were able to raise the funds and gut this building, and paying close attention, guys. Go back one slide, please. There were no windows there on those east and west elevations. It was all brick, face brick. And it was so bad that those large 24-foot wide storefront windows that we all love now, they were bricked in as well. So imagine how dark this humongous building sat as it operated as a public aid building. One of the first things that we did was, great picture, was to bring and to blast more than 40 windows into this building and bring natural light into this building. It was designed from a place, not from a place of deficit or fear. It was really designed to be really receptive and opening. And so that's essentially what it looks like now. We spent a lot of money working to preserve the terracotta facade, which is an historic. Eric, Jay said it earlier. Eric, give it up for Eric Christian, who's producing the background images here. So we put a lot of money into preserving this terracotta. So when you guys see property in our community, especially in the bungalow belt communities, and you see that ornate brick on many of our buildings built between 1905 and 1929, that is called terracotta, which is like a glazed over brick that was used in many of our South Side communities. We felt it was important to bring that back to life as we were bringing the entire building back to life. So let's see what's in the building. This Healthy Lifestyle Hub, which responded to the Quality of Life Plan. And if you're not familiar, GAGDC, really thanks to Norma Sanders and leading the effort, and Jason Feldman and Erica Allen in writing a dynamic proposal, we won a $10 million Chicago prize from the Pritzker Traubert Foundation. We invested that $10 million in bringing a high-tech teaching kitchen. So you guys, we live stream cooking demonstrations in this. It's on the first floor. You should check it out. It is up and running. We also received money from the Chicago Bears, nearly $750,000 to build out a community room and this teaching kitchen, which are both getting a lot of usage. We have a Bank of America in the building. You'll hear from Johnny Wilbon later, who is well, he'll introduce himself. One cool thing was the Bank of America, if you guys remember, sat at 7900 South Halsted on the corner of 79th and Halsted. And there you go, that bank closed in August of 2018. And thank you to Johnny Wilbon, who worked hard to get the folks from B of A, though they opened up on 83rd and Stewart, right by Simeon High School, and a branch on 69th and Ashland. He said, we got to have a presence back in Auburn Gresham, back at 79th and Halsted, near 79th and Halsted. And so the bank anchors the Healthy Lifestyle Hub. Well, when I say anchor, it's on the ground floor. The real anchor of the Healthy Lifestyle Hub is a beautiful health and wellness center run by UI Health. And the facility, and thank you, Sharon Polk, the facility on the second floor has a full service health center. It's an immediate care center. So we now have access to high quality health care in our community. It has a robust dental suite, some of the most beautiful dental exam rooms that you will see right there on 79th near Halsted. It has primary care. It's got pediatric through geriatric care, oral health. And then the other thing that is amazing is it also has pretty substantial mental health exam rooms as well. If you get a chance, come on over to 839 West 79th Street to check it out. Also in this building is the UIC Neighborhood Center. So finally, the largest public university in the city, how it has an extension into the community on the third floor. That center is run by, there it is right there, run by a woman who actually lives a block and a half away. And I don't know if she's on this platform today, but Crystal Stevenson runs this UIC Neighborhood Center. We also have a Heartland Alliance, a 3,500 square foot Heartland Alliance facility. There it is. They're servicing a lot of folks that are seeking stable housing, and folks, asylum seekers, and a host of other services at Heartland Alliance. There's a pharmacy that's coming into the building. There are restaurants that we are looking to build out on the first floor. There's Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And here's a cafe that will be opening up as well. When you come to the building, one thing I want you to pay close attention to is the amount of light that's flowing into building. And then last is that GAGDC will be moving our offices. Look at Eric. Eric is jamming here, man. Oh, DJ E-Man. We'll be moving our offices onto the fourth floor. And we have co-located partners such as the Center for Disabled and Elderly Law, Jay Reddy and his Metro Alliance team, and ACT Prep Chicago, led by Quadjo Glenn. Oh, and thank you, the Illinois Tollway under the guidance of Matt Cooper and his inner city underwriting. Oh, thank you. And this is the last slide. Actually, after this slide, we'll go back to that full development slide, and then we're done. So these are the robust, diverse tenants. I don't know if I've seen Cassie come and check out the Healthy Lifestyle Hub over here, but I want to see Cassie's face show up. I'm looking at some others. I see my Pitt brothers. I think they've been there. Jason, I definitely want to see you come through, and Gail, and a host of others. This building it really has something for everyone, and we're really excited about this $22 million development. Okay, this is my last slide. So the Auburn Gresham Healthy Lifestyle Hub, as I mentioned, $22 million, and thanks to the Lightfoot administration, thanks to the Pritzker Traubert Foundation, thanks to JP Morgan Chase and others, we were able to really put a complicated deal together. And thanks to the Chicago Bears as well. The Auburn Gresham Healthy Lifestyle Hub is up and running, and it has catalyzed all these other developments. Check out this renewable energy and urban farming campus at 650 West 83rd Street, the old City Auto Pound. There it is, right near Simeon, or across from the old Garrett Morgan Elementary School. Check it out, 650 West 83rd Street at the $43 million project, anchored by an anaerobic digester. And we'll have an education campus led by Urban Growers Collective. And then everything else. So top right corner, a metro station will open up in 2025. Right at 79th and Low, a block that my family has been on since '63. The Invest Southwest project at 838 West 79th Street, right across from the Healthy Lifestyle Hub. Another Invest Southwest project on the corner of 79th and Halsted, where the old Walgreens once sat. That's a 5-story building. It's under, it's under construction right now. The former Bank of America, GAGDC, has now acquired that. And we talk about Black Business Month and, growing and prospering in this economic movement. We will be redeveloping the former B of A, the former V of A, into a center that is complementary to the Healthy Lifestyle Hub. So we're building out a health and wellness campus at 79th and Halsted. The reactivated CVS, which has been vacant since 2019. There's a cannabis infuser coming to 81st and Racine, right near New Pisgah Missionary Baptist Church. The Reimagine Save-A-Lot at 7908. I guarantee when you come back in 2.5 months, that Reimagine Save-A-Lot will be a kind of a community-led store, a community-spirited store, I should say, with offerings of organic produce and a lot of locally sourced goods and services, from Stephanie Hart's products from Brown Sugar Bakery to Urban Growers Collectives and produce, and Stein Learning Garden from St. Sabina, and even Just Sandwiches, Karen Roberts. Jerk Villa Bar and Grill, that's already popping on West 79th Street, but they will be opening up the grill soon. And then we are really working to repurpose the former Calumet High School. If any of you guys, and by the way, Cassie, when we talk about the Save-A-Lot, we call it the Reimagine Save-A-Lot. So all of you all promise me that we won't just say Save-A-Lot, call it the Reimagine Save-A-Lot. We're going to have African murals on the exterior. We're going to have a mural on the interior. We're going to have locally sourced products. So Reimagine is kind of the phrase of the day there. And then the repurposing Calumet High School. That's all I got. I wanted to do a quick rapid fire, but things are happening here in Auburn, Gresham, and within a 2.5, 3-block radius of 79th and Halsted, almost $180 million of economic development and investment happening. And then let me also give a shout out to the local alderman of the 17th Ward, who's been a great partner in this project, the new alderman in 21, and the new alderman in 6. I don't know if either of the aldermen are on, and of course, Derek Curtis on the 18th Ward. Norma, unless there are any questions for me, I'm throwing it back to you.
Yes, thank you, Carlos, for that awesome update. Not only are we, proud of the community pushing you to buy the Auburn Gresham Healthy Lifestyle Hub and make it as beautiful as it has, but we're proud of all the work that you spearheaded, along with your team and especially along with Cheryl Johnson, starting way back in 2025. We're starting to see the fruits of that labor. So next we have on
Norma,
deck-
community ownership is the key. Own
Yes.
your own business, own your own land, own your own house, own your own community.
Thank you, Carlos. Can you please add that quote in the chat? And we're all going to repeat that to each other. And as we head back to our businesses later, but certainly as we listen to some of the next speakers. In fact, our next speaker is Kimberly Briskley, and she is going to give us an update on Summercore, some of the other investment products that we can use from the city. Kimberly, are you here?
I am here, and actually, I was going to say, I don't have slides on this because I didn't know we were going to do such a great push on building ownership, but I'll talk a little bit, just a teeny bit about that because Summercore actually wears a lot of hats. Again, so my name is Kim Brisky. I'm the Managing Director of Communications at Summercore. We are a nonprofit small business lender. And actually the primary product that we work on is something called an SBA 504 loan. That's going to be for the purchase, renovation, and refinance of commercial real estate and heavy equipment. So if you are interested in buying your building instead of renting it for your business, feel free to come and get me or to send me a note. I put my contact info in the chat, and Norma, I'm going to send you all these slides. So if people have specific questions about the 504, I can answer that too. But today I'm actually on the call to discuss a couple of grants that are for, you don't have to own the space. You can also be a tenant. That's going to be the Small Business Improvement Fund and the Neighborhood Opportunity Fund. So this is sort of the basics of today. And I know we had other speakers on here. So Cook County Source Grant and Chicago Recovery Plan, I won't really cover too much, but because we don't administer them, but it's great to have a big scope of all of the different grant opportunities that are happening right now. So when we're talking about the SBIF and NOF programs, they kind of do similar things, but they actually are, they're only really focused on slightly different audiences. So again, these are both grants that are administered by Summercore, that are City of Chicago grants. They promote economic developments for permanent building improvements. So this is not going to be for any residential or any projects like that. And it's going to have to be for the permanent building improvements, not for working capital, right? Maximum grant's going to be $250,000. Applicants do need to fill out a financial, there's going to be a financial requirement, some skin in the game to be able to access these grants. That's going to be actually, it's going to be a reimbursement grant, or in the case of NOF, an escrow. So you do have to have some money in as you're trying to work through the project. Kind of ideas that you might have that is great to work with DPD on, and other resources that you have, I know, regarding the storefront, the facade, and also interior build outs. This is all things that you can use the SBIF and NOF grants for. The key differences, SBIF, that's actually going to be funded by TIF, which I know a lot of us have heard about TIF. The cool thing about the SBIF grant is that it's funded by the TIF grant for your area, and that money stays in your area. Every 30 days, there's a new round of applications, and that's when you're able to apply. This is not a competitive grant. This is if there's money available and you are able to get your paperwork in and do your plans and bids, we can move forward with you. We can also do manufacturing and industrial, which is a little bit different than NOF on the other hand. Now, just so you know, NOF is actually not open. This is NOF small, the 250,000 or less. I know Jaya was speaking more, earlier about the bigger grants. We do the smaller ones. It's not open right now because of the Chicago Recovery Plan. They cover sort of the same ground. But when it does reopen again next year, it's really all about targeting geographically, south, southwest, south sides. You can't do manufacturing or industrial. And the key is that there is competitive. Applicants are going to be judged on their neighborhood impact and if they're shovel ready. Sorry about that. I always like to show a couple of samples. So this here was a SBIF project that we had at 79th Street corridor. This is Brewer Coffee and Custard. So this is the before and the after of the facade. So it's kind of cool. Elijah's parents actually used to own this space. And then when they passed and he got to take it on, it was trying to figure out what to do with it. He turned it into this place. I can confirm the custard is delicious. That's actually my favorite part about doing this work at Summer Corps is getting to go and visit every place and sort of try whatever they're providing. But you can see this was a complete interior gut job into what it is now. So this is a really cool success story to hopefully get you motivated to think about how you could use a grant for your business. Another example, this is NOF, also in Auburn, Gresham. This is for Dr. Burris's dental office, and also there's a coffee shop where I think they used to be. I think they have since moved to another location next door. But you can see the exterior was just closed off, garage door, nothing. And then now interior, again, full gut rehab into beautiful dental offices, now providing this kind of dental care on the south side. Just so you know, we understand that because of COVID and other challenges that the timeline for construction can be difficult, but this is the goal that we're looking at for a SBIF project. You apply, then you have a little bit of extra time to get your paperwork in. Then you have the second time where you're second phase where you're doing your planning and your bids. Then you actually do the construction, hopefully 10 months within. You also have to show you have the financing to complete the program, that you've got the permitting. And then at the end of the day, you'll be reimbursed by check within 4 to 6 weeks of actually submitting all your all your paperwork. In terms of SBIF, we kind of talked about a little bit, 250 max for industrial, 150 for commercial. And almost all applicants will be able to be reimbursed for up to 90% of their eligible costs. For example, if you have $100,000 in eligible costs for your project, at the end of the day, you'll only be out 10 grand instead of 100 grand, and you'll be able to have invested that into your space. NOF is a little bit different in terms of their proof of financing. Again, though, you need to have that ahead of time to be able to do the work. And we know that for some folks, a reimbursement grant or having to have a little skin in the game, it can be a daunting thing. But we also have on Summer Corps' website a list of lenders that have traditionally already worked with SBIF and NOF clients, understand how the projects go. But for us, we want to make sure if you're going to be able to take on $250,000 worth of construction and work and investment in your property, we want to make sure that you're prepared for that financially and with a business plan, and we can always connect you with those resources. The great thing about NOF is there's a potential of actually being 100% reimbursed by the end. There's, you automatically you get 50% reimbursed. If you are a local resident yourself that's doing the project, that's another 25%. Additionally, if you hire local, that's the last 25%. So you, at the end of the day, could potentially end up being out of pocket $0 for a $250,000 grant. So again, I know we're going to have to talk about the source grant again here in a little bit. Somebody else is going to be covering it, but August 18th is a big day. If you are interested in grants in Cook County and Chicago, you've got the source grant, as well as the Chicago Recovery Plan, which we talked about earlier. So I know that was a lot in a very short amount of time, and I'm going to stay on the whole time. So I will be here to answer questions at the end. I also mentioned I will make sure to send my slides to Norma so that you guys can ask questions there.
Oh my
And I'll leave it
God,
at that
Kim,
time.
that was a lot, but that was amazing. I think,
Sorry.
you know, Auburn Gresham is used to finding information, absorbing it, and they will definitely take advantage of these grants. But that's a great segue into our next update on the Cook County Source Grant. And before, Chander, before you speak, Eric, can you maybe fire up one poll about the Source Grant for me? All right, so this icebreaker is about the Source Grant, the Cook County Source Grant that you're going to hear about really as soon as it's done. So, do you know about the Source Grant? Please answer yes or no, and then submit. In a few more seconds, Eric, and can you please show the results? Ooh, we got a lot of work to do, Chander. Can you give us an update on what's available, add on to what Ms. Kim just talked about? Because 74% of you had not even heard about the Cook County Source Grant. Take it, Chander.
Hi, everyone. I'm checking here at the Healthy Hub, in fact, in the Chicago Bears kitchen. But I'm glad to join you. I work with Norma and Kaim, and just wanted to elaborate a little further about the 2023 Source Grant. I think my name is coming up as Kenny. I apologize, my system isn't cooperating this morning, so I'm using his computer. But what is the Cook County Small Business 2023 Source?
Can't hear.
Chander, I think we may have lost you there.
Yeah, appears Chander is frozen.
Give me 1 second. I might be able to provide another computer so he can speak.
Lucy,
Wait,
have him
try,
get him
try this computer.
Okay, thank you guys. So it wouldn't be a Zoom if we didn't have one little
Okay.
tiny technical issue.
And
Sorry,
need
I'm back
be,
again.
I'm also happy to talk about the source if that's, so either way.
Okay, so Kim,
Okay.
stay on and tag team with Chander. We
I'm
appreciate community.
I'm on a different system now. Apologize about that. But yeah, the 2023 Source Grant, it's going to provide $40 million in grants to small businesses. And what is a small business? Well, the businesses that do qualify are located in Cook County with fewer than 20 full-time employees that were in business prior to 2020 are eligible to apply. But the program will prioritize businesses that are located in suburban Cook County and businesses negatively impacted by COVID in the sectors hardest hit by COVID, including arts and entertainment, childcare and social assistance, hospitality, food and tourism, retail trade, transportation and warehousing. And also veteran-owned small businesses also will be prioritized. And specifically now, the two grants that are offered will be based on 2019 gross revenue. Businesses with the gross revenue between $20,000 to $50,000 are eligible to receive $10,000 in grants. And businesses with a gross revenue of more than $50,000 are eligible to receive $20,000 in grants. And let me see if I can add a few more things. So let's see sorry. We're going to, you will be applying through a smart sheet. And I believe we have, well, if you go to the site, we will have a link, but you should be able to use that to apply either in English or Spanish. And I think, let me see what the actual documentation is that you need. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, you'll need your tax returns. from 2019 and 2022. Sorry.
Jump in, Kim, if you want.
I have it. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Apologize about that. Yeah, the following documents, you will need a valid photo ID, but you will need your 2019 federal tax return for your business, as well as the 2022 federal tax return and a signed W-9, and also proof of good standing with the state of Illinois. So that in I think that should probably cover most of it.
Yeah. I think
Anything
so.
else that you'd like to add, please, Kim? Thank you.
No, I don't think so, except for to say that the key about this grant is that it's not first come, first serve. They're not going to be looking at the applications until the deadline is over. And the way to make sure that you get your application looked at and that you put your best foot forward is having the application complete and correct. There are a lot of like small pieces that I would say actually it's good to go to the website. I put that in the chat. Go there and first look at the things they want. They want a certain type of ID. They want you to have those tax returns from those 2 years. They want you to be able to show these items. And so we want to make sure that it's in the right format. So when you upload it, that it's easy and taken care of. So that would just be my recommendation is take your time. And if you have questions about your application, I know on there, I think there was an educational webinar and also contacts to other folks that can walk you through the application process. So that would just be my recommendation. Make sure it's correct before you upload it, because last time they ended up getting about over 20,000 applications and they only expect maybe 2,500 to get some of the grant funding. So you stand out if yours is correct.
Absolutely. And that, I think, Kim, is a great kind of last final statement. If you don't have your documents, don't apply because they're going to ignore it right away. And another key thing, if you have 21 people in your small business, don't apply. It has to be less than 20. There are people out there, and you will see the organizations on the website that will do consultations with you to assist. Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation and many of my partners on this call are also what's called referral partners. There's no way to really say what a referral partner is except in a small box on the application that says other. If you heard about it here, and there's 74% of you guys that have not heard about it, when you apply, please add Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation or GAGDC in that other box, and we get credit as a referral. How about that? All right, so that's it. Thank you, Chandler. And Kim, thanks for chiming in. This is what Kaim and I call the year of collaboration, and thank you for being such a collaborative partner on that source grant update.
Thank you.
Our administrator who works with us, Dominique Gamble, who's dear to most of our hearts on this call, is finally on a well-deserved vacation, but she is also available to assist you guys. Okay, so moving on. Our next speaker is Sharon Polk. Sharon, are you ready? Sharon?
I am ready.
Okay, I want you to introduce yourself because this is like such a fantastic month of August for Black businesses, and we definitely want to hear what you have to share. So take it away.
All right, I'm Sharon Polk. I work with Illinois DCO, or Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. I work with the Advantage Illinois team. I'm so excited to share about this information because we just received over $300 million in federal funds. So let's get ready so I can show you the money. So this is a participation loan program at Advantage Illinois. I'm sorry I cannot, and I hope I don't freeze because IT warned me that it may freeze. So I cannot share the PowerPoint because it does not support Zoom platform here in the office. But I did send that PowerPoint to Norma and Kaim so they can share it later with the participants. So as I stated, Advantage Illinois, SSBCI 2.0, and SSBCI stands for State Small Business Credit Initiative. So how did we get this money? President Biden signed into law the American Resource Plan Act in 2021, and this provided funding, $10 billion funding for the State Small Business Initiative. And out of that $10 billion, Illinois received $354 million to utilize over 4 programs. So the only program I will speak about today is the Advantage Illinois program. And what is that? As I stated, it's a participation loan program that help business get term financing at lower rates. It consists of us buying a portion or participating in a portion of that with a participating partner, which is usually a bank or credit union or CDFI. And our goal is to grow, help business grow and expand and create new jobs in Illinois. So just to let you know what else you can do. So to go back, Advantage Illinois looks to fill those gaps. Say you are a new business or you've just been in business for a couple of years or so. When you go to, say, one of your banks, they may say, oh, okay, we would love to help you, but you do not have enough historical data. That's where Advantage Illinois can work in that part as well. Or they say you don't have enough collateral for your business to show for this loan. We can help with that. Or you may have a low credit score. So that's where Advantage Illinois can step in. Even if you have a negative net worth, we can work with that as well with our partners. So the bank will usually do, they always will do the paperwork. So whatever the qualifications for that bank is what we use. And once the loan is made, here are a few things that you can use that loan for as a small business owner. You can use it for real estate. So if it is real estate, you must be at least 51% owner of that property or facility. You can use this loan for inventory, working capital, equipment, leasehold improvements, and accounts receivable. And this Advantage Illinois loan is able to be refinanced as long as it's with a different lender. Now we work with the banks because, as you know, the state is not a bank. So we have partners and we do have a list of participating partners that we work with. I know we have small business owners on the line. I hope we have some bankers out there as well that are not a partner with Advantage Illinois to sign up for this program. How does this program benefit your business? It can, of course, give you access to capital and at lower rates. As far as the lenders, this can help the banks with more loan volume and less risk. And you say, Sharon, why less risk? And you're telling us all these about low credit score or net worth. What we would do as the state, we will be subordinate to that loan with the bank. So if something did happen, of course, the bank is paid out. So we will be subordinate to that loan. How does this help the economy? It helps with the growth of jobs and create new jobs, and as well as retention. We want jobs to stay right here in Illinois. So with the Advantage Illinois program, as I stated, the paperwork for our side is very short. We use whatever qualifications that the bank requires. That's what we use. What we will require for you also to do is to complete an ITR-1 form to make sure that there are no back taxes or anything of such. And we will go from there. So how can you be eligible for this loan? I'm glad you asked. Okay, so it's very broad. To be eligible for this program, you must have less than 750 employees. If you have 751, you do not qualify, but you have less than 750 employees. You must operate in the state of Illinois, and you must be in good standing with the Illinois Secretary of State. You must be clear of any back taxes, no bankruptcy judgments or liens in the past 5 years. What you cannot use this Advantage Illinois program for is cannabis, investment real estate. And then you may say, oh, you said we could use it for real estate. That is ownership. You cannot use it for investment real estate, tobacco, goodwill for ownership, or adult entertainment and gambling. And quickly, I like to just tell you there's 2 types with Advantage Illinois. They're standard, and that's what the other one we have is called SEDI, S-E-D-I. And pay close attention, SEDI. SEDI is socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. And as I stated, I will make sure that Norma, you have this presentation to share with anyone that wants to, or they can contact me. The maximum for this is 25%. We can participate in 25% or 50% of the loan. The maximum dollar amount as a business owner is $2 million. And SETI is $2 million as well. That's up from 400,000, used to be our threshold. That was our limit for SETI. It used to be called FAME, but it's $2 million. The maximum term is 7 years. It is amortization is 7 years, and yes, it is qualified for that. The rate, now here's the good part. Y'all ready? Drum roll. So on the standard side, we are 2% below the bank. On the SETI side, and I'm going to tell you what those qualifications are. SETI side is 2% flat. 2%, yes, you heard me, 2% flat. I don't think you can beat that anywhere, okay? And we are pushing this because we do not want to be the best kept secret in Illinois. We want this over $300 million out to small business owners. Here is one thing, if you do get the Advantage to Illinois on the standard side, you must, for every $50,000 that you participate in, we're looking for you to create one job or retain one job. That's not a lot. On the SETI side, for every $65,000 you participate in, we're looking for you to create one job or retain one job. What is SETI? SETI is, SETI is membership in a group that has been subject to racial, ethnic prejudice, or cultural bias, gender, veteran status, limited English proficiency, long-term residence in an isolated environment from mainstream American society, member of a federal or state recognized Indian tribe, long-term resident in a rural community, residents in a community undergoing economic transition, or membership of another underserved community, and that's under Executive 13985. We do work with CDFIs. Those are the Community Development Financial Institution, and that if you're working with them, you must be an individual that resides in that area. Your business is going to be in that area, or your investment is in that area. So that is what SETI is. I'm not sure if Jay is still on the line. He was up earlier, but I love to talk to Jay and recommend Jay, because part of the dollars that we received from the federal government went to TAs. So that's the technical assistant. She said, oh, I would love to do this program. Where do I start? You can work with a navigator or Small Business Development Center, SBDCs. So I hope that this information is beneficial to those that are listening. I will put my contact information in the box as well. And if you do have any questions, that is our email address that's showing on the screen that you can request any information. In closing, Norm, I'd just like to say, if it's any business owners on the line and you already have a banking relationship, you can still keep that bank. Of course, unless it's a Chase or Bank of America, the bigger banks do not like to work with this small amount of $2 million. But we do work with community banks and credit unions. If your bank is not a part of that, they can just request to be a part of that membership. The agreement that they have to sign is just straightforward. So we look forward to having new partners added on, and that list is on Illinois DCEO website of the banks that are already partners. I will stay on afterwards. If anyone have any questions, I'll be glad to help you with that.
Wow, thank you for that, Sharon. We did not know there was another new grant, and Kaim and I really pride ourselves on
Now,
being
I'm
the
sorry,
first.
it's not a grant, but it is a loan
A
program.
loan,
But
yeah,
as I stated,
well,
that rate is
yes.
ridiculously awesome.
Yes, we understand because some of the others are loan programs too, although, you know, as a facade, they almost look like grants. So Caillou and I are very, very much in tune to kind of putting them all together and sending them out to our partners, as well as some of our partners on like QCDC. I see them on, we all together use all this information and try to pour as much as we can into our small businesses. But that's a good segue because we have something very special in Auburn Gresham. And not only is Bank of America in the Healthy Lifestyle Hub, but they have been on this journey all year with our economic development team to be, you know, a collaborative partner. They've been in forums, they've been with us with Borough Business Chicago, and we've also had, you know, just a business session so that people face to face can see what a banking partner looks like. And so Johnny has done tirelessly 4 events for us this year, and he's going to share, you know, how some banking do have really good community relations and products for our small businesses. And so I want to introduce the Johnny Wilbon. And Johnny, are you here? Are you ready?
And
Hey, I'm
Norma,
here.
real quick, I just want to remind, so this isn't an Auburn Gresham forum. So
Yes.
I got to keep reminding Norma.
Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. That's why
yes.
you're co-hosting.
So yeah, this is all South Side, South Suburb. Yeah, this is open
Down
to
to
everyone.
Kankakee. I said it once,
Right.
so I'm gonna say
Okay.
it again.
All
And
right.
some of our business partners are from from the east
Yep.
side of Chicago, and also the west side. I think I saw a few few of our partners jump in. So they have come to get this information to help share it outside of Auburn Gresham and around Illinois. So thank you for that, Carlos. And Johnny, you are on.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Norma. Hello, everyone. So happy to be here. I see a lot of familiar faces. My name is Johnny Wilbon. I'm the Vice President of Small Business Community for Bank of America. I cover all of Illinois and some of Michigan. And before I get started, we always think about access to capital and how we need to do that. The first thing I need everyone to do is make sure they network today. Norma is a huge part of a resource that we can actually utilize, Kaheem. And if you don't know Cassiopeia Sledge with the Black Mall, you should know her. Everyone should know each other before they move off. The first thing about small business is clients, right? Now you have over 60 clients in your book right now. Make sure you utilize that. That is really, really important before I get started. I'm going to share my screen here to put up my information as I speak. Give me 1 second here. Here I am. All right. So again, I cover all of Illinois and some of Michigan. And what my role is basically talk to small businesses about
Johnny,
finance.
it's in your folder.
It's still in my folder. You guys don't see what I'm sharing?
Just do your folder.
Okay, thanks. All right, they probably won't do it today. All right, so we'll go to another space. Let's share that. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to make sure I give you guys some good content.
All right, I have a firewall, so I'll send it over to Norma. I don't want to waste any more time. But what I want to talk about is traditional and non-traditional credit. I know a lot of grants has been spoken about today and how we're going to receive grants. But I'm here to tell you grants won't suffice as far as running your business. We need to understand how we tackle traditional and non-traditional credit. I know Carlos really mentioned about how do we revitalize and make sure we redevelop and develop our communities. And it's really understanding how business credit works. Grants are great. They get us off the ground. It gives us the material that we need. It gives us that startup money. But we really need to make sure we understand how to access credit. My role is to make sure you guys know how to do that. I am a resource to make sure you guys understand how taxes are actually presented towards the bank, how the underwriters see far as the bank is concerned. We're looking at your loan payments, how long you've been in business is really important, and how you make sure you don't commingle your funds. So those are really important as far as accessing traditional credit. When you're thinking about the banking industry, I know before me, Sharon did share a great opportunity as far as lending is concerned and the terms are concerned, which is great. I think the difference is with traditional banking is that we give out longer terms at a great rate. That rate she actually offered was amazing. The thing that we do have as far as term is concerned, as far as lending, as far as owner-occupied real estate, we can give up to 25 to 30 years on owner-occupied real estate, which is amazing. So learning, understanding your traditional credit, walking inside a financial center, or even talking to me, and I will put up my information a little later on in the program to be able to understand what traditional credit looks like. And the second thing is, how do we help you when you have credit issues or credit restrictions? We do have programs. We do have programs where you're looking for a line of credit and you want to put a security, basically a security deposit down on your line of credit. We have secured lines of credit. We have secured lines of credit cards. And what that will help you do is establish your credit to receive unsecured lines of credit at a lower rate and a longer term. Banks love to operate under terms and conditions and terms and rates. So understanding that process and say, hey, Johnny, I do have credit restrictions. Where do I start? Well, you start with me. I can help you understand what that looks like, how that resource looks like to understand traditional credit with the bank. The second thing I do is non-traditional credit. I know they spoke about CDFIs, and I think I'm going to dig a little bit deeper in what that means. Community developed financial institutions are institutions that give to businesses if they're not ready for traditional credit. What Bank of America has done is contributed $2.5 billion to the CDFI. The larger banks are the ones that actually keeps these banks moving as far as our small businesses. So yes, we do participate in that. CDFIs is a real close partner with us. Summer Core, I know Kimberly spoke about some things. We try to help as well. I am a CDFI ambassador for all of Chicago with Bank of America. What that means is I can give you a direct line to CDFIs as far as information and know-how to see where you fit within the CDFIs. I think that's really important to understand the education and resources you guys have on the call to make sure you just have an educated decision about it. The next thing I want to talk about, and Kimberly kind of discussed the 504 loan, and Carlo to really discuss how we need to make sure we own things, right? We want to make sure we own things. And I want to discuss how do you own things as far as what Bank of America is concerned. I'm going to try this Zoom one more time, Norma, because I really want to show this slide. It's really important. Bam, I'm hoping I can do it. Let me know if you see this. Can everybody see this slide?
Yes.
Can see it. We're in business. So this is called the Small Business Down Payment Grant Program. And it kind of couples with what Kimberly was saying as far as the 504-7A Express real estate. So this is for women who are own at least 51% of their business. You all are eligible to receive up to a $25,000 payment grant for a owner-occupied real estate. That means mixed unit. That means if it's a business at the bottom, you have to be occupied, and residential up top, as long as 51%, you are eligible for this grant. So think about this, guys. You have all the grants that we spoke about, and that won't supersede the grants that we're trying to give you. We're willing to give you up to $25,000 for a purchase of a property. And it won't, if you need TIF money, if you need SBIF money, it can coincide with those grants to help you receive this. So think about what Carlos said as far as owning your own and how we can redevelop our own. And you think about unemployment. If you own a building, you probably get more revenue in because you have a brick and mortar. You can actually hire more people in your community. So it's all together encompasses as far as what we do. So we do offer the small business down payment grant program. The next thing we do as far as Bank of America is educate. So we have the Cornell University entrepreneurship program for women entrepreneurs. So basically, you can go through a program through Cornell University, which is an Ivy League, and receive a certificate of entrepreneurship with Cornell. We have the Tory Burch Foundation Capital Program, which women entrepreneurs face significant obstacles, including access to capital. This is a networking program, guys, that actually help you understand how to grow your business and network through the Tory Burch Foundation. And lastly, we have the Kiva Women's Entrepreneurship Fund. It's another fund as far as a microloan to help you get off the ground, guys. As far as funding is concerned, if you want to learn more, please make sure you contact me. There's another fund I want to discuss. It's called the Bank of America Marketplace by Seneca Women. This is a marketplace that you can actually advertise your business on, and Bank of America offers it to you for free of charge. You can actually just go to their website, put your business on there, and they can help you promote your business. So Bank of America is really enthusiastic about helping the small business owner, especially our women small business owners. Statistics shows that they are behind some of our industry leaders as far as small businesses. So we just want to make sure that we have everything in front of you guys, armed with what you need. Please make sure you contact me. I will make sure I put my my website and my phone number in the chat. I did it wrong last time. I won't do it wrong this time, so everyone can get in contact with me. I think I'm at my time, right, Norma?
Yes, you are good, but that was perfect. If we get those slides, we will share it with everyone. I just like for people to hear how they can actually bridge some of these loans and have, and not get so discouraged when the city and the state bring out these loan products. So banks even help with that and help with the knowledge. So important. I got Joy Matthews has said, yes, that is so helpful. So we're looking forward to getting that information to get out to people. Johnny, they say you are the best, and I have to agree with that.
Well,
So,
thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I finally got my name up there. Hopefully you guys can see the screen. It does have my website and my phone number there, my LinkedIn. Again, I'll make sure I put it in the chat. But again, knowledge is power. I love what Carlos said about owning your own. We need to redevelop our credit. We need to make sure we do that. And there are ways we can do that. This is one foot in front of the other. And thank you so much for listening.
awesome. We're almost at the end and we're doing really well on time. So Kaim, do you just want to give a quick Invest Southwest update? We'll go right into Q&A and then wrap up by Carlos and Maysoon, our 6th District Business Subcommittee chairs.
So in terms of Invest Southwest update, what do you want me to cover specifically?
Well, we already got Jaya that talked about the roundtable. So just kind of talk about what we're doing as a corridor in our investments in some of the projects, and that's it.
Well, currently we're working with business owners in between, and well, let me give you the boundaries real quick. Our Invest Southwest corridor within SSA 32, there's a target area between Lowell or the train tracks where the new metro station will go and Ashland. Along that corridor, we have projects that'll be starting in the fall, including CDOT construction on streetscape. That we've had in our roundtable meetings a lot of community engagement as to what you guys in Auburn Gresham want to see pertaining to the streetscape and the beautification of the landscape on that corridor. As our CEO Carlos mentioned, there's roughly $180 million in development going on the corridor right now. There are, as Norma stated, there are different ways to layer some of these grants and services along this TIF corridor as well. We are working closely with each and every business owner on the corridor. We do want, and we are looking to place more businesses in the community. If you do need help, trying to find a space or align some of these services and grants in the community, you can always reach out to us. There were also navigators on the call through Jay Reddy. I think all the components are here to really get that going, and we have the momentum and we will continue to move.
Thank you, Kaim. At this point, we'd like to open up for any questions that you may have for any of our presenters. Just raise your hand if you have a question. If not, you can.
And Norma, I do have some questions that I've gathered from the chat. If you want me to start reading those out while other people think of questions.
Thank you, Lucy. I appreciate it.
All right. So the first question is there anyone on here who can speak to helping community members start up businesses and any funding or resources that are available to start a business? So I think second part to that question is what grants that people have mentioned are people who are wanting to start a business eligible for?
Hey, I can start
Great
off.
question. Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, I think first thing is one, did you register your business within the state? So are you LLC? Did you get an EIN number? I think sometimes we start off as a sole proprietor using our own social security number, and that's really the wrong way to go because you're starting off backwards trying to acquire additional access to capital. So one, starting your business, you need to register yourself in the state. So are you incorporated or LLC? Once you get that established, yes, they are CDFIs. Big one is for Illinois and Bank of America is Allies for Community Business. And I can send out that email, that link as well. They will help you start us from $500 to $100,000. And you don't need great credit. They do not go off a credit score. They go off the ability to pay. So Allies for Community Business is a really good CDFI to start off of. If you go on a website, and I can give that in chat as well, you can search for CDFIs in your community, but Allies for Community Business is one of the larger ones. Bank of America actually has contributed up to $1.2 million in referrals for Allies for Community Business. So yes, the answer is yes, you can do that, but make sure you start off the right way with your foundational banking with your business and get an EIN number and register with the state and open up a small business account.
I just put Allies link in the chat. Johnny and I, we all seem to cross paths quite a bit, but Allies is great because not only do they do micro lending or lines of credit for up to 25K without a hard credit pull, they also do the free business coaching, which especially if you're a startup, do you have your business plan? Because the next step to be able to access capital is to be able to explain to your potential funders what your business is and how you expect your revenue to grow. And also then how do you actually intend to use this money? And so I think that's always the first step is getting your ducks in a row, both with your financial documents, also with your business plan. And so I encourage you to talk to Allies. Women's Business Development Center is another great organization that does business counseling. It also has micro grants and also does actually crowdfunding for up to, I think, 15,000. So there are also, these are great fits for startups. Just as an FYI, both summer core grants that we administer, SBIF and NOF, can be used for startups. You will need a business plan, you will need projections, but again, that money is limited to being used for the permanent building improvements for commercial real estate. It can't be used for operational capital.
Yes, thank you guys for that. The only thing I will add is in addition to Women's Business Development Center, there are about 61 neighborhood business development centers around the city of Chicago. Many of us are on this call. We have events, we have one-on-one consultations that you can schedule with us. And also, BACP, Business Affairs and Consumer Protection, also has this for nonprofits as well. Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation, as well as Women's Business Development Center, will coach you through some of the city grants and federal and state access to capital webinars we have put in place for you. So we definitely have resources around the city. We will make sure we send a list out with all the information that we've gathered today. Great question. I have probably time for one more question. If you can put the rest of your questions in your chat, we'll make sure they get answered. And I'm going to ask Carlos and Maysoon to get ready on deck for the closeout for us.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm excited to introduce my co-chair, Maysoon, momentarily, but I want to thank everyone for jumping on, the Small Business Forum 2023. We were near 70 participants again this year, and so really exciting. I want to thank the host here at Morrison's and 148 West 79th Street is where Sheila Morrison's is located. And I think I heard her say that all police officers are is it $5 or 50% off? I didn't catch it, but whatever it is, I would strongly recommend civil servants to come over to 148 West 79th Street for Morrison's. Also Legends, Ronnie Sloan over at Legends, 307, 305 West 79th Street with Mr. Anderson is holed up. Looking forward to seeing everybody at the 79th Street Renaissance Festival, September 9th. Eric, really quickly, can you flash up the most current there? That's not the most current postcard. There it is. So this year, the 79th Street Renaissance Festival, September 9th, we have featuring Anthony Hamilton this year. So come on out and check out. Of course, we have our own Farley Jackmaster Funk and Bulu Master and Jesse White Tumbler South Shore Drill Team, and of course Anthony Hamilton. Normally with us each year is our very own Casper the Slide Man. And if you have not heard, tragically we lost Casper yesterday morning. It's unbelievable that he won't be with us this year. And please, condolences and prayers out to Casper's family. He is worldwide legendary DJ. And so that's all I want to share. And then I want to hand it over to Maysoon Fakhouri, who's been a strong partner for many years. So take it over, Maysoon, and then we'll close out.
Hello again, everyone. My name is Maysoon Fakhouri. I am the co-chair of the 6th District Business Subcommittee, also SSA 32 Commissioner and owner of Ada Liquors located at 7923 South Holsted. First of all, I want to thank all the presenters for the valuable and great information that we received today. Briefly, I'm going to be talking to you today about our Ada Liquors resource fair, scholarship and resource fair. As a business owners, actually, we all find it a little bit challenging at certain times, but through the communication and business and building a good business relationship with the community, I think, and the entities in the community, I believe that we can navigate these challenges. So throughout the meetings that I've been attending, one of the most important things was how to provide resources to the community. And that's how our event idea was born. And through the collaboration of different entities in the community, we brought it to life. It was the collaboration with the Alderman Office, 6th District Police Station, and absolutely GAGDC and other vendors that provided resources. We started our annual event last year, and we were able to, during the event, we provided food, music, resources, and also $1,000 scholarship. And then this year, we actually did the same thing, but the difference was we provided 8 scholarships to students going to college, $500 each. And we really enjoyed and found it like it's very important to give back to the community and see the happiness and the positive impact on the community. So we decided to carry on and go do this event annually. Also, I encourage everyone in this meeting today to join us in our business subcommittee meeting, which is every second Tuesday of the month. During this meeting, we can just brainstorm and talk about any challenges, any questions, and keep up also with this information that you received today. We can follow up, and anybody has any questions, we can answer these questions. Thank you again for being with us today, and hopefully we can see you in our next business subcommittee meeting on the second Tuesday of every month. Thank you again.
Awesome. Thank you. And we will make sure that every question in the chat is answered. Because we're almost out of time. And is that okay,
Norma,
Lucy?
yeah, just a quick call out for vendors for 79th Street Renfest vendors. So if any of you guys on the platform are interested in setting up as a vendor, please reach out to the GAGDC office. Mr. Anderson is handling that. We have plenty of space as we're going back to shutting down 79th Street, as we had done for 16 years. So seeking any vendors, specifically food vendors and food trucks, but any of you guys as small business owners are welcome to set up and vend at the 79th Street Renfest. We're expecting about 15 to 20,000 people again this year.
Awesome.
That is it.
Awesome. So thank you guys so much for attending. You know, we look forward to next year's virtual. And as Maysoon said, please join us at the 6th District Business Subcommittee the second Tuesday of the month. And we look forward to having you. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Great information, guys. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Great meeting. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. This is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you, guys. This was great. Look forward to seeing everybody soon.
All right. Everyone have a good day.
Yes, thank you.